Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying back in time to explore one of the most defining activities of the medieval era, the hunt. It was so much more than just a way to get food. For the nobility, hunting was a sport, a status symbol, and crucial training for warfare. It was a spectacle of power, wealth, and skill, deeply woven into the fabric of medieval society. So grab your horn and let's ride into the dense forests of the past to uncover the thrilling world of medieval hunting. First, let's talk about who was allowed to hunt. In the Middle Ages, not just anyone could wander into the woods and hunt a deer. The best hunting grounds, known as forests, were owned and strictly controlled by the king and high nobility. These weren't just any woodlands. They were legally designated areas where forest law applied. This special law was incredibly harsh. Poaching or hunting illegally on royal land could lead to severe punishments, from hefty fines and imprisonment to brutal physical mutilation, like blinding or the loss of a hand. For a commoner, killing a deer in a royal forest was often a more serious crime than killing another person. This strict control ensured that the most prized game, like red deer and wild boar, were reserved exclusively for the aristocracy, reinforcing the social hierarchy. So, what were they hunting? The most prestigious animals were known as the beasts of the chase. At the top of the list was the red deer, especially the magnificent stag, often called the hart. Its size, speed, and intelligence made it the ultimate prize. Hunting a great hart was a mark of true prowess. Close behind was the wild boar, a formidable and dangerous adversary. A cornered boar with its sharp tusks could easily injure or kill hounds and even the hunters themselves. Facing one required immense courage. Other noble prey included roe deer and sometimes even wolves and bears depending on the region. Hunting these animals wasn't just about the kill. It was about the challenge, the chase, and proving one's bravery. The hunt itself was a highly organized and ritualized event. There were two main types. The first was the par force hunt, or by strength. This was the classic chase. It would begin at dawn with scouts, known as limerers, who would use a special type of hound on a leash, a limer, to find the fresh tracks of a worthy animal. Once a suitable stag was located, the main hunting party would arrive. The master of the hunt would sound his horn, and a pack of hounds, usually running hounds or raches, would be released to pursue the prey. The nobles would follow on horseback, navigating treacherous terrain, jumping obstacles, and trying to keep up with the frantic pace. This could go on for hours, covering many miles. It was a test of endurance and horsemanship for both rider and steed. The second type was the hunt from a stand, or tinner. This was more like a large-scale drive. An area of the forest would be enclosed with nets or fences, and armies of beaters, local peasants conscripted for the day, would make a tremendous noise to drive the animals towards a specific point. There, the noble hunters, often including ladies of the court, would be waiting on raised platforms or stands. They would then shoot the cornered animals with bows or crossbows. While it might seem less sporting to us, it was a grand social occasion, a chance to display fine clothes, enjoy elaborate picnics, and engage in courtly flirtations, all while demonstrating their archery skills. The role of the animals in the hunt, particularly the dogs and horses, cannot be overstated. They were as much a part of the aristocratic display as the hunters themselves. Medieval nobles bred specialized hunting dogs for different tasks. There were the limerers I mentioned, the swift running hounds for the chase, and powerful mastiffs or alants used to bring down a boar or a stag at bay. These dogs were incredibly valuable, cared for in dedicated kennels, and were often beloved companions. Similarly, the horses, known as destriers or coursers, had to be strong, fast, and agile, capable of carrying a fully armored knight over rough country for hours on end. A good hunting horse was as prized as a war horse. Let's not forget the birds. Falconry or hawking was another hugely popular form of hunting among the nobility. It was considered a particularly refined and elegant sport, suitable for both men and women. The type of bird a person could own was also dictated by their social rank. A king might fly a gerfalcon, the largest and most powerful falcon, while a knight might use a peregrine, and a lady a smaller and more delicate merlin. Training these birds of prey was a complex and time-consuming art. The falconer would carry the hooded bird on a gloved fist, releasing it to fly high above and then stoop or dive at incredible speeds to catch its prey, which was usually other birds like ducks or herons. It was a breathtaking spectacle of natural agility and human training, working in perfect harmony. When the chase finally ended, and the animal was brought to bay, the most high-ranking nobleman present had the honor of making the kill. This was done with a specific type of sword or a spear, but the hunt wasn't over yet. What followed was a complex ceremony known as the unmaking or breaking of the deer. This was the ritualized butchering of the animal, performed by the master of the hunt and his assistants. Each part of the deer was cut and presented in a specific order. Certain choice cuts were reserved for the lord, others were given to honored guests, and some parts, like the liver and heart, were fed to the hounds as their reward for a successful chase. This ceremony reinforced the order and rules of the hunt, and paid respect to the noble beast that had been killed. After the unmaking, the day would conclude with a grand feast. The successful hunt was a cause for major celebration. The hunting party would return to the castle, horns blowing a triumphant melody, to be greeted with cheers. The main course at the banquet that evening would of course be the game they had just caught. Venison from the deer or roasted boar's head would take center stage on the table. These feasts were accompanied by music, storytelling, and boasting about the day's adventures. The hunt provided not just the food for the feast, but also the entertainment and the stories that would be told for days to come, further cementing the hunter's reputation and status within the court. So as you can see, the medieval hunt was far more than a simple pastime. It was a complex social institution, a display of power, a crucial training ground for war, and a source of story and celebration. It shaped the landscape, the law, and the very culture of the Middle Ages. From the sound of the horn at dawn to the final celebratory feast, every moment was steeped in tradition, ritual, and meaning. It was a world where humans and animals engaged in a dramatic dance of life and death, a spectacle that defined what it meant to be noble. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the medieval forests. I hope you enjoyed this look into the thrilling world of the hunt. If you found this interesting, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into history. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Let me know in the comments what other aspects of medieval life you'd like to explore. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.